What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This fine piece of junk was actually a curb find this spring. Guy whose yard I picked it up out of actually helped me load it in the truck, which is nice because this thing is a heavy pig. He said it worked, and then one day it just stopped. Has no idea, not mechanically inclined. So, winter's coming. It's actually, fairly chilly out today. I figured what better time than now to pull this thing out, see if I could get it running, and, be ready for the snow at least. So anyway, let's dive into this thing. Ouch! Now, part of me is guessing that because it's a snow blower and it sits around a lot, we'll worry about that later, that it probably got some ethanol gas put through it, and that's the main culprit. That does not look great in there. We'll address that later, of course. What do we got for engine oil? Any? I mean, it's right up at the top. It doesn't look great. Could stand to service, I'm guessing, but who cares about that? Let's just let's try firing this thing up and see what we can get. Where's the carburetor? It's down hiding under there. Oh yeah, extension cord. What am I doing? So I got one of the retractable cords hanging out of my ceiling. I'm gonna try that. Those aren't rated for a ton of amps, so. And then I just found this random extension cord. We're gonna try plugging it in there and see what we can get here. Okay. Button stuck, maybe? Well, is that even cranking over? God, I don't think it is. That's an extra. Oh, that sounded like it did something. That starter sounds wonderful. Alright, maybe we'll skip electric start for now. I don't have a lot of faith in the spark plug. It's looking pretty rough, but that doesn't always mean a lot. These things get caked in snow. It's been changed at some point. It's an auto light. I mean, that doesn't look terrible, but let's see if we got spark here. There we go. All right. I saw it. Did you guys see it? Can you see that? Pull cord's gonna need addressed, but that's actually really good. That's healthy spark. Okay, cool. We'll roll with that. Let's move on to the old carburetor here. Well, that's a great sign. That's I just kind of touched the bottom of the carburetor here, and I get a bunch of that coming out. So I'm really guessing this carburetor is probably the culprit. I think, as much as I didn't want to, I'm going to try to tear this side cover off here. Hopefully that's not too involved. But, let's dig into stuff here. Varnished gas. Gotta love it. It's always a really good sign when you have missing hardware, mismatched hardware. None of these three screws were the same, which is always wonderful. There we go. Wonderful. All right, there we go. Now we're to the meat and potatoes of things. Yeah, look at that. Ugh, great. Okay, well, I mean, it could be worse. Let's dig into this thing. I mean, it's not great, but it's kind of what you expect to see on something like this. You can see all that gas, varnish gas leaking out of here, so I don't know how bad I want to tear the carb completely off. I may just start with pulling the bowl off and see where that gets me. Ooh. Well, that's wonderful. It has gas in it, I'll tell you that much. And the, whatever that valve is, I mean, do we just try starting it? Let's just try and start it. That gas is nasty, but I don't know. Why has it got a primer on it? What's the primer do? I don't think anything, because I'd assume the primer probably hooks up to whatever that is that's leaking. Oh no, it hooks up right there. Right there. It's just blown out. So primer's gonna do nothing. Let's try it. See what we can get here. Man, this pull cord. That's gonna drive me insane. Let's try giving it a little snort or something here. What do we got that's flammable? Pretty sure this stuff's flammable. Let's try a little brake clean. Not the ideal solution here, but because it's just pouring everywhere. I mean, that's what you want to do. What the heck is it going on? I mean, there's a little gas in the bowl, but geez, was that auger working? I think everything might actually work on this thing. That's kind of awesome. Well, that was a really easy will it run. Let's start fixing stuff, I guess. How about that? Man, I cannot believe it ran on that gas. That's crazy. Well, since that was the world's easiest will it run, I still want to kind of do a little maintenance on this thing. I'm going to continue. Let's get this out of the way. I'm going to continue pulling this bowl apart at least. Make sure everything's clean down here. Didn't look like it was overflowing any fuel or anything like that. So I don't think the float is stuck. That's amazing. It's actually super clean in there. And that gas, I mean, it doesn't smell great, but you run a tank or two through it, that might be all right. I think we can fix up this primer, get that little, there we go, a little nub of failed rubber out of the way. Get this put on here. There we go, that's fixed up. I'm going to spritz this off real quick. Yeah, even that check valve, or whatever it is, not too shabby. There's a little bit of junk in there, so I'm going to clean up this stuff a little bit. Probably just blast off the outside of that carb at least with some brake clean. Get that thing cleaned up, and we can move on to maybe doing a little service, looking at that starter, making sure everything else is working. I need to do a little attention on the auger up there, and where it's all kind of bent up. And yeah, maybe look at that pull cord there. Well, I'll give them credit. Whoever designed this is pretty much brilliant. There we go. That's about as easy as that gets. Let's try and see if we can get some wind in these things. This one might actually go. It sure feels like the bead's seated on it. I might have to break them down and do a little bead sealer or something on them, but oh yeah. There we go. 20 sounds like a good round number. There we go. This one was the one that was off the bead. Let's see if we can get this one. You can do it. Got both those to take some wind, so that was pretty easy. If they go flat again, I'm probably going to have to break them down and bead seal them, but I'll tell you what, I'm not going to complain, because that is literally the easiest tire change I've ever done. So kudos to them for that freaking design. I'm sure the quick release pins probably aren't the factory way that they did them, but definitely makes it easier. There we go. Alright. Sitting on tires. Oh, that was so much easier. Awesome. Now I know this tank has some nasty looking stuff in it. Like I said, I'm guessing he said he used it every year until it stopped working. So I'm guessing he probably ran some ethanol fuel in it. I'm going to put just regular unleaded in it. Of course I do in all my small engine stuff and all that. But, yeah, that's perfect. Alright, I'm going to try digging into this pull start a little bit. Why is... Well, I'm getting fuel to it, that's for sure. That thing's leaking. We'll worry about that later. I want to see what the deal is with this pull start. It may be broken. The return spring, something like that may be broken. I'm not about to spend money on this thing. Just gonna fix this with what I got. I'm just going to try and fix this with what I got laying around the garage. And, yeah, see what I can do about it. That thing may just need lubed. Let's try that. Alright, so that thing's sticking some. I'm not, again, trying to tear that apart, but it's kind of, see how it's just slowly dragging back? I'm wondering if it just needs a little lube, so I'm going to shoot a little tri-flow down in here. See if we can't get this thing freed up some. Oh, I mean, look at that. Put a little bit more down in here. You can see how when you pull it, these little arms come out. That's what catches and engages it. They're a little sticky and crusty too, but look at that. We'll try flow to the rescue, bud. That works great now. All right, put that back together. Perfect. Yeah, good enough. Let's give this thing another rip. Let's see how it starts. A little bit of fresh gas leaking through it, of course, but I mean that just fires right away. It may be flooded too, but or we give it another shot of Go Juice and let that do its thing. Yeah, that'll do it. Maybe, oh, well, that leaks too. Try a little more Go Juice there. I mean, that thing actually runs fairly good, other than it's leaking gas like a sieve and, you know, all that. Seems like all the gears work. Everything works. The auger is working. Little doodad control there, working. You know, I'm not mad about it. I need to get this gas leak fixed. Well, I ran to the parts store to get some other stuff and see if I could find that bowl gasket for that thing. And yeah, I lost all my fuel. But the upside is, as you can see, where's that at? There's my leak right there. So that's an easy fix. I went ahead and picked up some new hose, a new valve just in case, because that one, you know, obviously looks brand new. And yeah, we'll get that replaced. All right, there we go. A little bit of a service loop just because it was a different style. This one had a 90 on it there, and the only one that was readily available here in town at the moment was a straight one. So yeah, there you can see how awesome that fuel line is. Anyway, problem number one solved. Figured as long as I'm spending money, might as well just get a new spark plug. They're cheap. I don't know what it was, $4 or $5 or something like that. Anyway, just might as well. There we go. There's that problem solved. Alright, now that we've successfully broken stuff and haven't really accomplished anything, let's change the oil on this thing, now that we know it runs at least. Like that, let it sit here and do its thing. Look at that. Really not bad for one of these engines. You know, usually it's just sludge, that's all that's left, so it's a good sign that it's flowing out there. Okay, only the finest for this beauty. Got some just O'Reilly's brand 30 weight. I don't know exactly how much this thing takes, so I got a couple quarts. I doubt it takes much more than a quart, but you never know. Doesn't hurt to have it sitting on the shelf either. Just a hair over full, that's perfect. Ended up being about 3/4 of a quart, so a little less. But yeah, awesome. Unfortunately, you know, it's the weekend. Of course, nobody's open, and nobody has a carb kit. We do have like a small engine repair shop here in town, and yeah, they don't open until Monday. So the hopes of getting this carburetor fixed up today is going to be slim to none. All right, well, after kind of scrounging around some of my old carb kits and stuff, I'm about 50% confident that this will work. Mainly, it's just this little drain valve. I found, it's kind of hard to see there, a little cork rubber deal. I have no idea if that'll actually seal, but otherwise I just used some gasket paper, made a quick little gasket for that, made a quick little bowl gasket. No idea if that will work. The other thing I noticed looking at the carburetor is that the float was just smashed all the way down. So it was flooding this thing out in essence. So hopefully that'll help get the fuel level set and get it correct. And maybe this guy won't matter so much, but that one should seal right there. And yeah, I guess we'll see on this. The upside doesn't take hardly anything to tear this apart and put it back together. So got that going for me. Worst case, still waiting on a carb kit. So yeah, let me throw this together. Well, I'd say that kind of worked. I mean, it ain't pretty, but yeah. While I was sitting here running, I did grab a can of the old carb cleaner, sprayed her off. Look at that, pretty much brand new carburetor. And, you know, full rebuild on it. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, perfect, fully rebuilt now. But yeah, otherwise, I ended up having to change out that little, I had a, oh, what do you call it? I had a little cork rubber gasket in there. Ended up having to find another little rubber O-ring, and that got sealed up. Otherwise, my other little gaskets, kind of see my homemade jobby poking out right there. Yeah, that seems to be working. The one down under here seems to be working. So I'm pretty happy with that. I think I might just run it like that. Otherwise, yeah, maybe just a good cleanup here. I mean, you can see the spot here where I kind of shot a little bit. There's some just grease and grime. I may hit this with the old super clean here. Let's try that out. All right. Get the old foaming action one. See what this can do for me here. For absolutely zero scrubbing or anything, just letting it sit on there for, what, 30 seconds, a minute. That took all that off. That actually looks really good. I'm impressed. Some of this stubborn stuff down here, like that, I'm sure, yeah, I could scrub all that down and get it perfect, but I'm not actually really that concerned about it. I just want to get all the grime off the engine. So that looks really good. Let's make sure it'll still start though. All right, we'll choke it. unfortunately, after that clip you just saw, the drive belt for the auger actually gave out. So it'll work under just seriously light loads, but then as soon as I hit anything heavy, it just stalls out. I have to let it sit, the belt cool off. Anyway, I'll end up putting some new belts on it, but hey, the thing worked great when it was working. So I'll take that as a win. Anyway, I hope maybe this helps you out. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it was the slightest bit entertaining. I don't know. Anyway, I'm freezing cold. I'm gonna go in the house, warm up. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time. By the way, I started filming this in, what, like November, December? Anyway, it's February now and we just got our first measurable snowfall. Winter's weird in Iowa.